Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into what is honestly one of the most powerful tools in the cloud data arsenal, Amazon Athena. If you've ever wanted to just analyze massive data sets without dealing with the usual infrastructure headaches, well, we're going to unpack exactly how that works. Let me ask you this. What if you could query petabytes of data without ever provisioning a single server? Think about it. For us IT professionals and cloud architects, the traditional pain points of managing idle clusters, wrestling with complex ETL pipelines, and constantly playing the capacity planning game, it's a massive drain on time and budget. What if you could just bypass all of that entirely? Okay, let's dive into this. Amazon Athena is a fully managed, serverless, interactive query service. It basically acts as a magic lens, letting you analyze structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data directly where it lives in Amazon S3, all using the standard SQL syntax you probably already know. Under the hood, it's powered by the open-source Trino distributed query engine. But here is the real revelation. There is absolutely no moving data, no complex formatting, and no loading it into a traditional database. You literally just point it at your S3 buckets, write your query, and boom, you get your results. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Meet Amazon AWS Athena. 2. Architecture and seamless integrations. 3. Real-world use cases. 4. Athena versus the competition. And finally, number 5, pricing and cost optimization. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. Meet Amazon AWS Athena. To really understand why Athena is taking off, we gotta look at the traditional data pain points. Historically, doing large-scale analytics meant provisioning heavy database servers, designing and constantly fixing complex ETL pipelines, playing the endless game of capacity planning, and the absolute worst part, paying for idle clusters when nobody was even running queries. It required massive operational overhead just to get to the starting line of actual data analysis. Which brings us to this incredibly impactful quote from our source material. Athena eliminates these operational tasks and allows teams to focus on analytics rather than infrastructure management. So the crucial point here is that this tool completely frees up your data engineers. Instead of babysitting hardware and tuning database clusters all day, your team can actually focus on what matters, uncovering insights and driving business value. Moving right along to Section 2, Architecture and Seamless Integrations. Let's look at the technical blueprint of how this actually operates. It's an incredibly logical flow. Step 1 is data storage. Your raw data sits securely in Amazon S3. Step 2, metadata definition. Your schema, meaning the structure of your data, the table names, the columns, is registered in the AWS Glue Data Catalog. And finally, Step 3 is query execution. When you submit a standard SQL query, Athena leverages that Trino distributed SQL engine to execute the query in parallel across your S3 data. The result? Incredibly fast answers. And this brilliantly illustrates how Athena doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's a powerful connector within the broader AWS ecosystem. Amazon S3 is your core data storage, and AWS Glue serves as your central metadata catalog. But from there, you can easily plug in Amazon QuickSight to transform those query results into beautiful BI dashboards, or even seamlessly integrate with Amazon SageMaker to apply machine learning analytics directly to your raw data. Now for Section 3, Real-World Use Cases. It's always great to understand the technical specs, but let's talk about practical applications. Here are some of the most common enterprise scenarios where Athena absolutely shines. In security operations, teams are using it for auditing CloudTrail and VPC flow logs so they can quickly investigate threats and network traffic patterns. For data lake analytics, it lets data scientists perform ad hoc querying of raw S3 data to explore terabytes of info instantly. And in FinOps, well, it's pretty much the standard tool for parsing those massive cost and usage reports. Actually, let's think about that FinOps scenario for a second. FinOps teams can query AWS cost and usage reports directly without begging IT for a database. I mean, it is incredibly empowering for business users to independently run a SQL query against terabytes of complex cloud billing data, spot the top spenders, and make critical financial decisions, all without having to wait weeks for data engineering to build a pipeline. It's a real game changer. Next up, Section 4. Athena versus the competition.
To really understand a service, we need to establish what it is and, honestly, just as importantly, what it isn't. Athena is not a transactional database, or OLTP. It's not suitable for frequent, real-time updates, it's certainly not designed for millisecond transaction processing, and it has strict concurrency limits compared to dedicated data warehouses. So the crucial point here is that you should impartially view Athena as an analytics engine for your data lake, not as a replacement for your core operational or transactional databases.
A really common question is deciding between Athena and Amazon Redshift. Here's the breakdown. Athena is entirely serverless. It's designed for ad hoc queries where data already lives, with absolutely zero ETL required. Redshift, on the other hand, is a persistent, heavy-duty enterprise data warehouse. Yes, it requires you to load data into it, but in return, it perfectly handles high concurrency reporting, complex materialized views, and heavy enterprise BI aggregations.
Zooming out to the broader, competitive landscape, we can see how Athena stacks up impartially. Both Athena and Google's BigQuery are serverless and support direct data lake queries right out of the box, while Redshift offers serverless capabilities optionally. However, when it comes to real-time warehousing and those advanced enterprise aggregations we just talked about, Redshift and BigQuery have very strong capabilities, whereas Athena's features in that specific arena are a bit more limited.
Let's move to our final segment, Section 5, Pricing and Cost Optimization. Because Athena is serverless, the way you pay for it is entirely different from traditional databases. $5, that is the magic number. Athena uses a pay-as-you-go pricing model where you are charged exactly $5 per terabyte of data scanned by your queries, and it rounds up to the nearest megabyte. So if your query scans just 10 megabytes, you literally pay a tiny fraction of a cent. If you run 0 queries over the weekend, you pay absolutely $0 for compute. But we do have to talk about the danger of the select star query. Let's be honest, we've all done it when we're just exploring a database. But in Athena, running an unoptimized select star query on petabytes of raw text data is, without a doubt, the fastest way to completely drain your cloud budget. Because you pay per byte scanned, asking the engine to scan the entire massive data set just to look at a single column is going to cost you a full $5 per terabyte every single time you hit execute. Yikes. This makes cost optimization best practices an absolute financial necessity. To keep your bills low and drastically speed up your queries, you really must use columnar data formats like Parquet or ORC. These formats allow Athena to just skip irrelevant data and only read the specific columns you request. You should also partition your S3 data logically, breaking it down by year, month, and day. Don't forget to compress your data using formats like gzip or Snappy. But above all else, strictly write queries that only request the required columns. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Your S3 data is waiting. Are you ready to let it speak? By eliminating infrastructure, leveraging standard SQL, and utilizing smart cost optimizations, Amazon Athena gives you the unprecedented power to unlock the secrets hiding in your data lakes today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're as eager as I am to start writing SQL against those raw data files. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.